Don't watch the sales grow. Empowered to win with eRank we flow.
Hello, eRank. It is, but for some reason, it's a Thursday again. I'm Pamela Thief. She's Starla Moore. And Etsy's been doing some stuff this week. We're going to talk to you about this latest change. If you've not seen it, you're allowed to add up to 20 listing photos. We're going to hopefully come up with some ideas of what you can fill those spaces in with, but also why you don't need to fill in those spaces. And eRank's got some new things we want to show off, so we'll do that as well. But hello, Starla.
Hello, Pam. Hey, and you said something about my makeup, and I just noticed that you have spooktacular lipstick and shirt. I should have Halloweened it up today. I wasn't even thinking about it.
It's spooky season, yay!
I should have known that you would be doing spookies for October. I'll try to remember next week because I have so many Halloween shirts and I don't go anywhere, so why not wear them for you guys?
Yay! I don't think you're here next week, so you have to go extra spooky for the following week, or have I got that wrong?
Oh, I won't be here next week. You're right.
Yeah.
I love how you knew that, and I had forgotten. I forgot that it's my 15-year wedding anniversary, but thankfully Pam is around to remind me. I knew it was coming up. I just couldn't remember what day it was. Next week.
Yeah, even Brian's telling you.
See, that's how you know that Starla needs the break. Let's see.
Oh, I'm gonna have. Yeah, I've got Brian next week, so I'm gonna have to be getting extra gothy stuff about because.
Oh yeah, you guys can goth it up.
Well, he already has been. I've been in the shops this past few weeks. They've now got all the gothy coffee mugs and everything, and I'm just thinking because every time I see Brian on camera, he's got a different cauldron or something he's drinking out of.
Well, maybe next week, Brian, you can do like the thick eyeliner and some black lipstick and some black fingernails, and you can just be a gothic crew for eRank Q&A.
Sounds good. By the time it comes to Halloween, you won't be recognizing us, or you might.
Well, guys, 20 photos. Yes, Abyss wears. It seems like overkill. I agree, but we don't have to. You know, I don't know why people are so upset. I feel like this is something that Etsy is like, here's a little extra. They just handed us our ice cream sundae and they're like, here's some toppings. Or they didn't even put the toppings on the sundae. They're just saying like, here's a jar of toppings. You can put them on the sundae if you want. And everybody's just, you know, there's no reason to panic. It's not something we have to do. And I agree with a lot of the comments, you know, that for some products, customers don't need to scroll through 20 photos. Totally agree. But I'm also seeing people who are really happy who can now add photos of all of their variations and, you know, who might have that extra information that they need to add. So I can definitely see, you know, both ways, but not a reason to be upset at Etsy. This is anytime Etsy gives us something and it's optional to use it and it's not going to hurt us. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions that's already going about is this is optional. Regular viewers here should know that we've never said that you had to use all 10. If it didn't make sense to use 10, you didn't have to. Etsy, I won't say they never said, they didn't say you had to use all 10. In one of their articles, they said adding up to 10 photos could increase conversion. That's just saying if it helps the customer.
Right.
But it was about 2 years ago at one of their Etsy SEO things or something. Their guy there, the SEO guy, said 5 photos is considered a complete listing.
Yeah.
And for the search visibility page they brought in last year, their thing there, what they're looking for is one good photo. You have to have one decent thumbnail. That's it. So You do not have to add 20, but there are cool ways, if you've got 10 already, there are cool ways that you can add some more if you want to. There's plenty of ways, plenty of advice you can use it. We've got, I think, about 50 comments in the Facebook group already with people with some great ideas. Hopefully we'll hear more from you all. But just before we get onto that, I just wanted to talk about something else. Well, yes, so our very special closest 61 friends are here to get this little extra update. I'll make sure I'm on the correct page before I share. So I think quite a lot more of you have got the Marketplace Insights tool from Etsy, which it is exciting. There's some data from Etsy. But if you've been with eRank for a while, you look at it and go, yeah, okay, thanks, but I want more here. So I am super impressed with how our team did this. Our extension, the eRank extension, has been updated to help you out with what you're seeing on this page here. So this data is the last 30 days. As far as we can tell, we've asked Etsy, as far as we can tell, this is global searches. And they tell us searches and search results, which is sort of competition. We're asking them for some more details on all this. But we've just added, you're used to seeing the trends over time. So here's the past 15 months of the trend. So you can compare that up to, you look at the past 30 days, that's cool. You can see sometimes they're rising, sometimes they're falling. But if you pair that with the past 15 months, you can see, oh, keychain has been a growing trend. That's a kind of cool one. Also, you're used to looking at the click-through rate statistic. We have that. So we've added that. For this keyword, the click-through rate is 104%. So that is, of all the people that were searching for this term, they are at least clicking on stuff they see in the search results. And we've added something else a little bit cool to help you out, a brand new metric from eRank, which is the keyword difficulty. It's the ratio between search volume and competition. And what you're looking for with this is as low a number as possible. Well, the lower number means there's lots of people searching. Well, there's more people searching than there is search results. So it's like a good niche. Hopefully you would be able to rank and search for that. You'd be able to stand out. So got this. And then Etsy has given us some related keywords. Well, first of all, we've got the breakdown of where the views are coming from in the world, because there's some interesting things here. If you sell to the United States, USA is 59% of the searches. That's great. But sometimes there's some interesting looking ones, like 5% to Vietnam. That's not usual in our searches. So if you're seeing a big skew to countries you don't sell to, then maybe that makes that irrelevant.
Well, not to mention for everybody who stopped shipping to the US, if you see that almost all of the searches are coming from the US and you don't even ship there, that might not be a good keyword for you to use.
Absolutely. Yep. So it's just a little more data because that is just the number of searches globally that
There's
Etsy's
just not enough
telling us.
substance there.
Yep. And so they've got these related keywords related to what you searched for. So eRank's having a look at the keywords that are there. And again, you've got the searches and the search results from Etsy, and you've got the click-through rate and the keyword difficulty from eRank. So you can get a little more, you can dive into it a little bit deeper, and you've got all our tools. You can save it to keyword lists. You can dive into eRank and look at it a little bit more. But so that is our extension, which you can get to from the left-hand menu of eRank. You can not get to it. You can download it for your computer. It's for all Chromium type browsers. So yeah, I'm super happy how quickly the team got that together. Hopefully it's helpful. Yep.
Abyss Wear said, I looked up sexy costume on the Etsy data and it was like, gosh, looks like no one has searched for that. No data. That's unfortunately, we saw some weird ones. what was it? Black Halloween hoodie, I think was a term that Anthony looked up. It was something really simple. And there were no results at all for like a black Halloween hoodie. And I'm just like, that is insane. Clearly people are looking for black Halloween hoodies. So I can even see like, oh, Etsy not wanting to show us like anything with the word sexy, I guess.
Yeah,
But
they do seem to be hiding some things. Yeah.
that's insane. I wonder why they would do that.
Yeah.
Lori had said, I always worry if we don't put all the toppings on the Sunday, we'll rank lower in search. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to be the case at all.
Yeah, you've got to ask yourself, like, if you're given 20 images, which we have been, if that was programmed into the algorithm, if someone took one picture and posted it in their listing 20 times, does that make the listing better or more helpful to the customer in any way?
I would be
So
annoyed.
that's it. It wouldn't be a cool thing. So just having images isn't telling anyone that that's a good listing. So it doesn't benefit Etsy to program in the algorithm to say must have 20 listings. Something like that kind of algorithmic programming is very 2005. That's Etsy's moved on for that. They're looking at signals that this is a good listing. And so yeah, if your 20 photos really, really help your buyer fall in love with it. I mean, if someone scrolls through 20 photos, they're loving looking at your your item, so they might be likely to buy. But at the same time, if you've got a really simple digital design and you can say everything you need about it, I'm sure there are some top sellers that have one listing photo because it's enough for their customers. So yeah, don't stress about it. Using all the toppings is not going to hurt you. It's only going to help you if it helps your customer.
Exactly. Debbie said that's great, but I'm a tad confused on how we access. I use Edge, but if I do a search on Etsy, what do I click? Does the shortcut thing in my browser work? So this is not the eRank shortcut. This is the eRank extension, which if you're asking this, you might not have it. You need to go. Do you have eRank up too?
I do. So from eRank, it's this little button here, the extension that'll take you to the Google store to save this to your browser.
And
To say
and if you look up in that top right corner of Pam's screen, you see all those little icons, all those little shortcuts. That right there, any page, because it doesn't just work on Etsy, it works on Amazon and a couple others I can't remember, but you can click on that when it turns green. If you're on a website and you see it light up green, then you know that it's currently active and it has some data for you.
Yeah, it's got some cool things. Like when you're on your own pages on Etsy, there's things to tell you about your item. But yeah, we've updated it for there. But yeah, so as you're browsing about, if this little guy turns green, you just click on it and it's saying we've got some data for you. But yes, only for Chromium type browsers just now. Just because it gets very complicated if there's lots of browsers. It's something if you really wanted, well, you don't need this. You could dive into eRank tools directly, but it just makes it easier for you. So if you wanted that when you're doing some research, say you do your research once a month or something, download Google Chrome and just run that for your half an hour doing keyword research. We are not sponsored by Google Chrome in any way, but yeah, definitely dive in there.
Dan said, what about alt text? How important? We answer this question almost every week, and my answer is always the same. It is extremely important for the people who need it. So understanding why it exists and why we should use it is the most important thing. I'm assuming you mean how important for the algorithm. Not very. However, you have to remember that alt text is meant to help those with visual impairments to be able to understand what you're selling. So for the person who is blind, colorblind, visually impaired in some way, it means everything to that person. Because let's say that, you know, you are one of the only sellers on a search page who has well optimized your alt text. That means that you're one of the only listings on that search page that is visible, in the sense that that individual is able to view the world. You're one of the only things that is visible on that search page. And, you know, for screen readers, which are things that read what's on a screen into, you know, maybe like a headset for that person, it's extremely important. However, I have a feeling it's becoming more important because last week we played with the new Chat GPT shopping feature that was just added. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but Etsy stocks like shot up right after that. So that's good. But we tested it, and Chat GPT reads the alt text as well. So not that we think that there are a lot of people using Chat GPT for shopping yet, but I'm sure that as the years go on, yeah, it's gonna, as soon as, you know, it catches on, not to mention Chat GPT is doing it, that likely means that there's going to probably, I'm making a prediction. We could all, you know, those, what are those apps where everybody can place bets on stupid things? You guys should all start placing bets on this. I can almost bet that within the next year, we will have some type of app, or if it doesn't already exist, some type of advanced AI driven thing that will specifically be a shopping assistant. I think that we will have a Chat GPT that will allow you to show photos and upload. And I mean, Chat GPT already does that, but I have a feeling that they're going to make a shopping site similar to like the Shop app, where you can shop from lots of shops on the Shop app, even though they're all selling on their individual websites. That's just a prediction. But again, we talked about it last week. I could see huge benefits for individuals who are disabled, individuals who are, you know, elderly, who need that extra help shopping, who might not be able to use a keyboard or type on their phone, just being able to talk to Chat GPT, say, you know, this is what I need. And then Chat GPT gives them the very best options. With that being the case, I'm sure Chat GPT is considering alt text.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to I'm going to agree with you there, but I'm going to say as well, not just the elderly, young people as well, who are using Chat GPT more than anything. Yeah.
Efficiency.
And they don't. Yeah. So I really, I can't see this not growing fast. It already is, but we'll just think how much Chat GPT has taken over our lives. And now there'll be some of you that aren't using it at all. There'll be some of you that 2 months ago weren't using it at all and are probably using it every day just now. This is how it's rolling out to us. We're all going, no, I'm not sure I really want this. Oh, this is fun. I can't think without asking Chatty. That's the kind of stages. It's just like, I run just about every sentence I write now through her. Just like, I want to say this. How do I say it that makes me sound like not an idiot? So she's very good.
See, gifting queen. I'm still shipping from the UK to the USA. I'm covering the cost of the tariffs on my end. Any suggestions on how I should communicate this to my US buyers? I've noticed a drop in US customers. You're probably not seeing specific. I mean, I'm sure that there are some US customers. You could always put it in your shop banner or in a listing photo if you wanted to. Now we have 20, so that makes it really easy. Just put it in all your listing photos. But I suspect, Pam, do you have eRank up on your tabs?
Yeah.
Can we go to the sites tool? And I would like to show them what I presented in my video on Tuesday and the Friday Bean, with the traffic patterns from eBay, Amazon, and Etsy for their reach, because I've been hearing this a lot. So let's look at Etsy's overall traffic, or their overall reach. Just, you know, since September
that is in the toilet, guys.
So if you're feeling like you're not getting a lot of sales right now, I know that it might seem like that you're getting less because of the tariffs, but Pam, can you pop in Amazon real quick?
Yeah. I mean, that was the middle of the summer. The 8th of the 8th was the peak there. Amazon.
Because I also, of course, have people who panic and they're like, they're like, oh, Etsy's dying. People aren't shopping on Etsy anymore. Wait until you see this.
I'm trying to type in the wrong place. It's like I don't know this tool.
It's okay. It's spooky season.
We'll use that excuse constantly.
Exactly.
That is Amazon. I've definitely changed the site we're looking at, and that looks spookily familiar. Let's see. 6th of the 8th, 1 to 2 days sooner, but it's almost identical.
Now let's try eBay.
Try eBay.
We won't tell Anthony.
And 7th of the 8th, but the graph spookily similar, aren't they? So that is telling us that e-commerce is struggling just now.
Yeah, universally.
Much as we would love to blame Etsy for having done something, it's rarely Etsy's done something. Graphs like that at this time of year, yes, this year does feel worse than usual. That I can't deny that, but it's always like this. It's always this little calm before the storm. People don't feel like shopping for Christmas just yet. They're not ready to buy all their gifts just yet.
They are a little later. They're a little later than they normally are. By now, things have usually picked up, but there's a lot going on in the world right now. But regardless, people still have to buy Christmas presents. They will use credit cards to buy their Christmas presents. So the traffic will come back. Don't assume that we're not going to have any traffic. I can't say whether or not it's going to be like Etsy's best year ever. I have a feeling all e-commerce is going to be, a little slow this year, but I've been seeing like lots of Etsy sellers who are saying, oh, these last few months have been my best ever.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is, even when things are doing bad, some people will always be doing great. There's still millions of shoppers on Etsy. It's just, unfortunately, they're not evenly divided through us all. They go to some shops. They see some shops a lot more than others, unfortunately. But and it's the other way around as well. When things were doing the best, 2020 with a massive boom on Etsy, plenty of people didn't do great. So you don't always capitalize on it. Yeah.
And in the comments were the people who weren't doing great saying, you guys are crazy. Sales are worse than they've ever been, and trying to dispute that Etsy was doing better than it's ever been. So don't listen to singular stories or anecdotal stories from, sellers because that it's not necessarily going to reflect what you see.
Yeah, exactly. And we've always got to be aware, Etsy is just a platform to help us. It's the place that we are because, yes, we're hoping to use some of their traffic and everything else, but it's not our mom, it's not our dad, and it's not our employer. We can also drive our own traffic. And any of us that are attempting to do that will know that's not easy, but that is a good way to flatten out any bumps caused by Etsy or anything else if we work on capturing our own audience as well. It's not easy though.
Let's see. Chuck said, you submitted it again. I saw it. I just hadn't gotten that far yet. Let's see. Okay, so your wife started a mock-up shop. Do you have any recommendations on how to stand out with your keywords so it's not niche specific? Not niche specific. I mean,
do you mean our advice isn't niche specific, or you want keywords that aren't niche specific? you want your keywords to be niche specific. You
Yeah.
can, no matter what your shop is, you're going to do better if you have some kind of niche.
Right.
So if you're a mock-up, who are you selling to? You know,
What kind of
who,
mock-ups?
yeah.
Art, shirts, like there's, yeah, it definitely needs to have a niche.
Yeah, I think you're saying how can you be niche specific with Brenda Canvas t-shirts? It's
Elegant.
not that, like, we did a live about this a while ago, and Starla was showing some of the things she's looking for in her mock-ups with t-shirts. What kind of person wearing the t-shirts? You know, you're looking for plus size people, men, alternative looking people, very trendy. You know, that's funny dad shirt is a niche, but it's not really a niche. Your niche is the funny dad shirt is the niche for the people who are selling the t-shirts, and it's still not the best. It's you're looking for a type of person, but for a mock-up shop, what makes you stand out? You know, what type of person is it? Are you selling like a cottagecore theme, ultra modern, minimalist, trendy? You know, just find your niche. Basically, is the
Right.
best advice.
Do you want a young, like, you know, millennial or you know, teenager mock-up? Do you want for me, I'm constantly, when I first started my POD shop, I noticed, and it's not so bad anymore, but it was all white people. Like that was the only thing there was. So I was actively seeking, you know, just some skin colors, different body types. Like Pam said, plus size. I had to go to Place It to find good mock-ups with plus size models. I think that all of those things are extremely important. And, you know, you don't have to have a niche shop. You don't have to have a shop of only plus size mock-ups, though that might actually do good. But you don't have to do that. Make each individual product unique enough that it can have some niche keywords associated with it. Because as somebody who utilizes mock-ups, I'm never just searching for Bella Canvas mock-up. I'm searching for Bella Canvas, and then I'll narrow down, like Pam said, on like alternative model or goth or cozy. If I'm doing like my bookish things, if I want them to look, you know, branded for my shop, I think that that's extremely important.
Well, I'm thinking there with the funny dad shirt. If that is a thing, that is definitely a thing that people are aiming for. What about mock-ups with dads at the barbecue, or you know, doing dad things? You know, that brand it to the kind of people you're looking to sell it to, or the people you're looking for. The people who are making the t-shirts from your mock-ups, who their customer's going to be.
It's all about the Rock said eRank is the one that pushes 10 photos. We don't push 10 photos.
Yes. Okay. We can talk about this just now, because
I always talk about like the lottery ticket analogy, but I think that it's a good analogy. Imagine that I'm standing here and I have 10 lottery tickets in my hand. And I come to you and I say, you may take as many of these lottery tickets as you would like. How many lottery tickets are you going to take? You're probably going to take all of them, because each one is an opportunity. Your product photos are the same way. You know, if you have the ability to add 10 photos, each one has the potential to convert that shopper into a buyer. That's why we factor it in when it comes to making a listing convert, because 10 is relatively realistic. You don't need 10 of the item. You could add a couple of your shipping deadlines for the holidays, or how it comes packaged, or your shop policies, or you know.
But we're following Etsy best practices. But
Exactly.
I wanted to show you this because I'd already pulled this up for a different reason. But so this is my listing audit, my listings page, and you can filter by the number of images. So I've got a listing there with 7 images. It's got an A grade. We're not pushing to have more than 7. If I go into the listing audit, it will, if I scroll down to the photos, yes, it does say there's 3 missing from the 10. We're not going to increase that to 20, by the way. It says there's 3 missing, but we're just saying that is not going to work. There we go. Etsy recommends you use all 10, and we might change the wording of that anyway. But that was an Etsy recommendation that items could convert better with 10, but we're not penalizing you if you don't have less images. You can still get an A grade. We can still say it's a cool thing. I did want to show you this. This is, as I say, it's in listing optimization listings, where you can see all of your listings. If you are wanting to add more, you can bring this up and you can filter by the number of images on a listing to see. And the cool thing is, I tested adding 20 to one of my listings, and you can see we're showing already, we're seeing that you've got the 20 listings. So you can look and pick out and say, oh, maybe I'd like to have 12 images. So you can pick out and then hit that button. It takes you to Etsy to edit that listing on Etsy. So it's a good way to find them all. If you haven't seen, also, yes, this is the listing on Etsy for how they're showing the 20. So basically you've just got the however many that is, and it's just going to scroll down. It's quite annoying to get to click on them, but you can click through as well. So I just added some random ones there just for the sake of it.
How many did you add in total?
That's 20.
Let's take a little peek. That way we can show them, like, it doesn't need to be this little dog in every possible position. Let's take a
well, I was just randomly putting some in here, but this is for a custom sculpture, so it can be lots of other things. So I've been making these silly infographics after last week. Starla had a go at me for having no chihuahuas in my shop, so I've been focusing on dog breeds a little bit. So I thought, hey, I've made that already for social. I'll put that in there. And then different examples of other things that I can make. You've got tons of room. I'm also going to do some pictures of the process. Like, you purchase this, you send me a picture of your dog. I get to work and show some step-by-steps. Just, we want to show that it's us that's making it. So some different examples, even a chihuahua I found. And yeah, you can put in all sorts. You can, groups, have fun with it. That one's, packaging photos. And what is that? Oh, that's something I did for social media. Was I just looking for 10, 20 pictures? Yeah, but if you've got fun images, why not? Customer might have fun. And then I'm talking about some other breeds there as well. So
I would when you get customers who submit an awesome photo with their review, that would be another great way to fill those 20 photos. If just message them. I wouldn't message customers who reviewed your product like a year ago. I would be quick on the trigger with it when they leave a new review. But drop them a message and say, this photo is so great, do you mind if I add it to my listings?
Absolutely. I've got a few pictures of dogs with their fuzzies, and I love getting those. They're so much fun. I had one person wanted, I think it was 5 of their dog, and she took a picture of their dog with the 5 little fuzzies, and the dog was just like, when did I make those?
I see those pictures all the time online where people will post a picture of a real dog with needle felted puppies, and it's like, this mother dog had a beautiful and I'm like, can you guys not tell that these are needle felted? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's always needle felted animals. Miranda said retailers are ordering on fair still. They're ordering holiday and Christmas right now. Isn't that crazy that they're so late? It is October. I wonder what kind of retailers. I could see shops that, like, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of little shops, like little country stores, which I don't know how much. Well, maybe like little souvenir stores and things, not big retailers, but just little shops who currently have their Halloween trinkets out. And then right after Halloween, they'll put out, Thanksgiving and Christmas trinkets. They have a little bit more leeway, but with big retail, I'm sure that they probably plan their stuff out probably right after Christmas ends, that year, they start planning for next year. Yeah, indie bookshops makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. People are waiting for their tax return money. That could also be the case.
True. When do you guys get your tax returns?
Filing is April 15th. So it can technically, that's the deadline. That's like tax day, which I don't know anybody who waits until April 15th to do their taxes. They call it tax day, but that's tax deadline day. So
Oh, so well, it's not the 15th, it's like the 4th. No, it's January the 30th here. So someone who waits till last minute. I promise myself I'm not going to every year, and I wait to the last minute every year.
we have an accountant who does everything for us, thankfully, so it makes things way easier. Let's see. Maybe change the color of missing to something other than red. The color makes us feel eRank is telling us we have to fill those up. I've pointed things like that out in the past. I think that we just want to create things that are flashy and quick, and any other color, I feel like the only other color that we could use would be like gray. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not a crazy idea though. I'll speak to the team. But yeah, I suppose we are well aware when Etsy does something like tells you we're giving you 20 photos, everyone goes, oh, we have to use 20 photos. And then on eRank, we know we're just giving you advice to do something, but we forget that people like to be complete. They like to fill in all the boxes that are there. So yeah, maybe we should make it look a little less shouty. Yeah, I don't know who we've got from the team that's listening. I know Jessica was here, but I don't know about the rest. But yeah, I'll ask them and see. Yeah, Linda, yellow might be a better color. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah. But thank you. This is why we love having you all here joining us, because you can tell us this, because quite often, even when we do get a test of new tools before they happen, we miss things because we're so deep in the weeds of it. So we need you guys to tell us, can you do it like that? Or we really don't like this or something. And yeah, we can, if there's a good reason for it, which I totally agree. A big screaming red missing does look like you need to do it. So if we make it a little more friendly, maybe.
We have awesome support gals as well. So if you're ever working on eRank and you think of something like this, like while you're on eRank, don't ever be afraid to open the chat, the little chat button. You are allowed to hit that even if you're not having a problem. If you just have an idea, if I know that with most like live chat support, you don't contact them. They've got some AI system in place so that you can't reach a person. We've got girls that are just sitting there waiting to chat with you. So even if you just have an idea for something, don't be afraid to hit that button.
Yeah. And it's always shared, and you might not see it immediately. I know Sean on our team, who you guys know, he was actually on a live a while back. Sean has a great big document of all the ideas, and he works through them when got a chance. I mean, there's some things like perhaps changing of a color, maybe that can be done easily, but other times you have awesome ideas like, well, the extension that we just showed you. You guys were asking for that for years, and we knew we were working on it for well over a year. But it has just taken time.
Yeah, some things we make them and then we break them and then we have to remake them. And the extension would have been out months before, but Pam and I tested it and we were like, oh no, don't release it yet. We want this, and this. And they're still working on it. So, which, I mean, all of our tools are a work in progress at all times. Even that listing audit page that you just showed, Pam, I haven't seen it since it got updated. It looks great how the buttons are hidden until you hover over. It looked really nice. It looks so much cleaner.
Yeah, that's it. We've been updating our designs and everything, and we all appreciate the feedback you're giving. And I know changes like myself and Starla were the same. When we saw some of the changes in designs and stuff, we were like, no, don't like that, stop, don't do that. And then after a while, you're like, actually do like it. So give it a chance. But we've also been hearing feedback. Some of the things just didn't feel as good. So we took the feedback and we've been improving things. Yeah.
Miranda said the competition page on Safari isn't super usable unless you delete a lot of columns. Not sure if you can add a side scrollable frame. I thought there was a side scroll.
On competition.
I mean, if you have all of your columns selected, then it probably won't scale great. We're assuming that you are being selective about the columns that you want to see.
Yeah, I'll show
But
show you some things. Please ignore the shops. I've got no idea why I'm following the shops that I'm following.
I'm the same way. It's because I'll make a YouTube video and I'll need to be tracking some shops to show something. So I just track a bunch of random ones. And then I'm like, who are these people?
If you're here, I'm not as you can see, I was testing when we were adding notes to the notes column. So in the competitor sales, there's a couple of things you can do. Obviously, I'm in Chrome, but these should be similar. One thing, you can collapse down the sidebar. A lot of people don't realize that. That gives you more room. Another thing, you can get rid of or move around columns that don't work for you. So uncheck them if you don't want them, or if you wanted to see, I don't know, total if I click on the right thing. If you wanted to see total sales, click where these three lines are, pick it up and drag it, pull it all the way to the top, somewhere about here, click apply, and then it's not going to do it. There we go. And then that'll move what's the most important to you. We should have scroll bar is somewhere here. It's not very clear. But another thing that I don't think many people do, if you have a scroll wheel on your mouse, if you click shift and then use your scroll wheel, if you don't click shift, it scrolls up and down. Click shift, it scrolls left and right. I found that about a year ago and I love it.
Know that.
Yeah, so we should. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with the scroll bar there. That's not great, but shift scroll is my favorite thing. So.
Debbie, are you here? Maybe make note of this one as well.
Yeah, so thank you for the feedback. Obviously, that is something that doesn't look great, but shift scroll works on most websites, and I think Excel, and I found it actually when I was trying to navigate big sheets on Canva.
Oh,
So
anytime you use that big whiteboard feature in Canva, and anytime I use that, I end up like trying to pull it all around. Like, where is my work at? Like moving this giant whiteboard.
Yeah. Shift scroll to side scroll and control scroll bigger and weir. So zoom in and out. There's the more technical, not the Scottish thing.
Joanna said, according to eRank, only 4 items in my shop are being spotted. What does this mean?
Through the spotted on Etsy. No, that doesn't mean 4 items are being spotted. Spotted on Etsy is like a daily rank checker. So for the keywords that you've put into Spotted on Etsy and the other ones we have on our database, once per day, our little eRank monitor goes into the Etsy API, looks for all your listings in your shop and sees where they turn up for those keywords. So if you're seeing 4 listings spotted, that means 4 listings have been spotted for those keywords that you're tracking or we have in our database. You totally can check and see maybe you haven't put in your most important keywords there. So you don't. The idea is you don't need to get a big number of spotted listings. That's not the point. We're just telling you this. What it is, for example, if I'm trying a new range of things and I've targeted a different keyword for my listings, I can put that keyword into Spotted on Etsy, and then eRank can have a look and see if I'm ranking for that and see how I'm ranking over time. So I maybe don't care to see a big number there. I just want to know if that one keyword's ranking. So yes, it doesn't mean anything's bad. It just means for the keywords we have in our system for you, you're only being spotted for that many, or not even only, you are being spotted for that many. So you are showing up in search for that many keywords. So it's a good start. You're ranking.
Linda said, so there are actual people that answer the chats? Yes, they're sitting there right now. They are paid to sit there and answer your questions.
Yep.
Message them. Well, maybe don't hug them, but
And they're absolutely lovely girls, ladies. I've got to stop saying girls. That's really patronizing. They're lovely ladies.
we're
But be
covering
aware,
24 hours, right? Because we have someone around the
we're not
world.
quite 24 hours. Yeah, we are a small team. I think we've got like four ladies on that. So we're covering what we can do. But there might be a delay if you're if for some reason you like messaging at crazy o'clock in the morning or over the weekends or things, but we're doing the best. Thoth, no guys just now. Are you volunteering? I'm sure we can always use a guy.
I was gonna say, I mean, if you want to put in your resume.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, Lori said, great idea to make one of the photos outlining shipping deadlines for the holidays. I don't think many people extend the announcement part of my shop, especially since it's now located at the bottom of your shop. But I have always said that anything that the customer absolutely should know should be in your listing photos. And now there's no excuse not to, because we've got 20 photo slots. So you could always, make one photo show off like how it comes packaged, one photo talk about your shipping deadlines, and then one photo be care instructions, or follow me on social media, or whatever you want it to be. I don't think that, never make more photos not of your product than what you have of your product. Because if I see like 10 photos of your product and then 10 more photos of things I have to read, I'm not going to read any of the things. But
Yeah.
2 or 3 images that have, a little bit of text on them telling me important stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I
make
do.
them cute and fun. And don't put negative in there. People saying if you have a problem with shipping, it's not my fault or something like that.
Right.
No, don't do that nasty kind of stuff. Do the nice stuff. Yeah, you don't need to put all your policies or anything in there. But there is loads of reasons why more than 10 could be good for some shops. There's some people super excited because it means they can add more variations. They can add more pictures of their variations, which I think is a great reason. You can show your packaging, you can show your process, you can show your inspiration, show that you're a real human making the item, show what people need to know, how they can use it, the size. Yeah, all sorts of fun things.
I even have one, because I'm a POD shop. I have one of, I edited me in a little, or no, I edited Michelle. She's in a little box, and I'm standing over the box looking into the box. Or maybe we're both in boxes. I don't know. But either way, we're in boxes, and it says, we don't ship your items. And then it talks about how, like, we make amazing officially licensed designs for your favorite authors. However, we don't know how to print t-shirts. So, we trust the printing process to our, one of our expert print facilities. So, it lets, and because of this, some items might ship separate. That's the main point, is that, if they order a mug or a cup and then they order a t-shirt, they might ship from different places. And we want to make sure that they know that. But yeah. And we did it in a really cute and fun way. So we made it really cute. Hey,
Yeah, that's always. Oh, sorry, four-legged design. I'm sorry to all the team, but that was making me chuckle. So I had to put it up.
well,
The
those
logo
are
was
fun
big
cheeks.
touch. I've never actually heard that before.
It does kind of look like butt cheeks. Oh no. Let's see. What does that say about our t-shirts, Pam? We have t-shirts with the
Oh,
eRank
we've got
logo.
butt
We're walking around in our butt shirts. Oh no.
See, we're not going to be offended by this. I'm already good in my head going, should we do some butt cheek merch? Anthony's totally not going to let us do this, but I'm loving the idea.
Brian asked, when searching a keyword and looking not our Brian, When searching a keyword and looking under the suggested listings, I would love to be able to filter by physical versus digital. You kind of can through our include exclude keywords button. I don't think that a lot of people know that. Pam, do you want to show them how to?
Yep.
Try to think of something. Ooh, do like amigurumi.
Give me something I can spell.
Crochet.
Let's see if I spelt it right. I don't
Crochet
think I did.
plush. Try crochet plush, and then you can filter out patterns or just crochet.
Yeah,
and that would be a good example for physical versus digital.
I think, did I spell it? Oh,
Yeah,
no, nope, I didn't spell it right.
Go down it, but it might be in this in the suggested. There you go. Then just click on one of those. Perfect. I wouldn't have known how to spell it either. Is it going?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to. Let's go crochet.
Odd.
I can spell crochet, sort of.
Crotchet.
Yes. It's not like how. Oh, by the way, yeah, guys, if you sell crochet stuff, it's doing good.
Yeah, high conversion.
Yeah, it's got all the nice banners going up. Yeah, competition's high. That's why you need to niche down. But yeah, so
and look,
patterns. So yeah, if we exclude patterns, then that should take some away. So you can put in as many different, well, 5 different exclude and 5 different include.
You'll have to do the plural as well.
I was just wondering that. Yes. So in other like t-shirts, you could remove SVGs, anything like that, to get rid of the terms that aren't relevant. It's not ideal, but it's just based on how we get the data from Etsy. But I know our team are always looking into different ways to do things, so hopefully something will come up. But yeah, you can definitely get rid of things. You'd maybe want to remove kits as well.
Let's see.
So it is a way you can get rid of things that are irrelevant. So yeah, I always forget about that. I never use the include exclude, and totally should.
I do sometimes. If a lot of times I get a bunch of mock-up suggestions and things when I'm trying to list a like a POD type product. So occasionally I use it, but I think that it's one that just it's a blind spot. I think a lot of people miss it because they see all the fun data down there, but then they miss the buttons.
Yeah. And other thing people might have missed on the new version of our keyword tool, we have this little filter button. So I can say I want only to see the low competition. You can hit that, and it's taken away all the high competition. And you can filter by more than one metric. So perhaps I want greater than 95%. I want a really good click-through rate. Gets rid of all of that. And then you could even filter. So if I hit by the search trend, that filters by the highest searches this month. So I've got low competition with high click-through rate and being searched for this month. And we've excluded patterns and kit. So you can actually really deep dive into it. A crochet Christmas tree. Wow. Yeah, that's cute. Because this year, like crochet flowers and stuff have all been big. So people have obviously they're thinking, I want my crocheted Christmas tree as well.
See, Anna asked if eRank is hiring at the moment. I'm not sure. Are we hiring? I don't know. We hire when we need a specific thing. Like we need a designated person to do this.
But if you feel you have a particular skill and you want to, you can always drop Anthony a little email at some point. Because I know some people have joined because of that. I sort of did, actually. I dropped Anthony an email asking him if he wanted something, and he's like, just join the team. Okay.
I got pillaged from my YouTube channel. I started
Yeah.
helping eRank for like a year, and then it was just like, you want to just make it official? I'm like, okay. You want to get paid
Yeah.
for doing all this? I'm like, sure, why not? Um, is that only for Etsy Plus users? The 20 photos or the new keyword stuff? The keyword
Yeah.
stuff will be available to everybody, but you only get so many queries a week, which
Yeah, it's 15 a week. And I believe if you don't have Etsy Plus, the data you see is a little more limited. But everybody can use it a little bit anyway. And the connection to eRank, the extension, that's for everybody, but it's limited by your eRank subscription level. So free users do definitely still see some data there, but
see. Spotted on Etsy doesn't necessarily mean that people are actually searching for those keywords. It just means that if anyone searches, then where the listings show up. Is that correct? Yes, you could potentially be spotted for some nonsense words if you put nonsense words in your listing.
absolutely. Yes, we play around with that quite a lot, putting nonsense words in. But yes, it doesn't mean it's good. If you've put the, what's it, your whoop-de-whoop-de,
Loop-de-doop-de-dee-da.
yeah, that's that thing. You could have a keyword like that, put it into Spotted on Etsy. It's in all your listings, so we tell you you're spotted for 200 listings. Yeah, but nobody's going to search for it apart from Starla, so nobody cares.
And since it's about Spotted on Etsy, I'm just going to jump down real quick. For the position number and Spotted on Etsy, how does it work if you are, example, page 40 or number 48, but there isn't 48 listings on a page? I'm assuming that that's going to have to do with things that are popping up in your specific personalized search, but I'm not entirely sure. Might be worth taking a screenshot of and sending that one to
I haven't looked. I'll look on my Spotted on Etsy and see if I can see anything like that. I probably can't. Whoops. Because I can't. It should tell us what page it's on, but something might have changed. If I can remember where even the tool is. Right. 2 minutes while I load things, and then I'll see if we've got in.
I'll grab. Michelle had asked a question, and Joanna had asked similar questions. Michelle had said, "Did Etsy change SEO in October? My shop is so slow." Joanna said, "I'm getting no sales. I think some changes. I sell embroidered sweatshirts. I was getting 6 to 10 sales a day, and now I'm getting a sale every 2 days." We actually covered this at the beginning of the stream. All e-commerce is, Etsy didn't change anything. All e-commerce is down right now. If you go into our sites tool and compare Etsy's reach, Amazon's reach, and eBay's reach, they all completely tanked. Like mid-September, right? It was
August.
actually,
it was August.
Yeah.
So I totally wasn't just counting off the months on my fingers to figure
out. But August things started to, and it's just been down, but that's all e-commerce. It's not just Etsy. So it's not an algorithmic thing. I just covered this on my YouTube channel as well, because I've been hearing so much about it. It's the state of the economy right now, probably a little bit to do with tariffs, probably a little bit to do with people just not having a lot of money, probably a little bit to do with the US, political climate, and things just being a little bit more expensive right now. So that's not to say that things aren't going to pick up, though, because people have to buy Christmas presents. They're gonna come back to shop.
Yeah. I pulled up Spotted on Etsy, my Spotted on Etsy, and yeah, you can see it's on page 1, position 37. So that's there's generally in the desktop, there's about 40 listings on the first page, I think. I can't remember, something like that. So it's telling you you're on page 1, or like here, I'm on page 6, number 16. So yeah. if that was what the question was.
Let's see. It's technically time for us to go, but I'm gonna grab two just super duper quick. Somebody, they have a technique, it's more proprietary, it's not really crocheting, but something, that doesn't really have a name. Can I call it crochet because it's similar enough to search? I would. If you look at it and it looks like crochet and it's, and it fits, I would.
Yeah, if people don't know, I mean, I see loads of people putting knit and crochet in the same listing, and knitting and crochet is not the same thing. So buyers don't necessarily know the process.
And then the last one that I wanted to grab, site info tool for an Etsy shop, or I'm using a site info tool for an Etsy shop to see how they market their shops. I really wouldn't use the site info tool for that. I would use the competitor tool simply because site info, it is, if you're putting an Etsy shop into site info, it shouldn't even be pulling anything, should it?
If they're big enough, I'm guessing, because they're saying they are getting some data. So
some referral was
yeah.
ChatGPT. Do you know how someone could market on that? We covered that all during last week's episode, ChatGPT and ideas to optimize for it. But you might be looking at universal Etsy stats through the site info tool. The site info tool isn't designed for looking at little micro websites and looking at like Etsy shops and things. That's where your competitor tools come in. Site info is something that you can utilize to, like we just talked about, oh, my Etsy shop is slow. Is it me or is it all of Etsy? And then you look at Etsy's reach in the site info tool and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Etsy's, down right now. It's also a good way if you're trying to decide what website should I sell on? I've got an Etsy shop, but should I also sell on Redbubble or Society6? Because they're kind of similar and you can compare and see which one gets more traffic and which one has the potential to make you some more money. So I would definitely focus on utilizing eRank's competition tools if you're just utilizing it for looking at Etsy shops, because I'm not sure. Did you stick an Etsy shop in there to see if it gave you
yeah. I think I see. I put in Caitlin Minimalist, the biggest one on Etsy, but it seems to have gone. Can you see? I think it's gone just the main domain, so it's just
Etsy.
gone to Etsy.com. Yeah, but I definitely had to put in Caitlin Minimalist. But top referrers. Ooh. Yeah, I hadn't looked at that. The top is ChatGPT just now on Etsy. That just shows that integration's paying off. Partnership, not integration.
Oh.
Interesting. Well, thanks for drawing our attention to that anyway. And yeah, so you're probably not seeing the Etsy shop. You're seeing Etsy.com. It looks like it defaults to that. But definitely anyone who's kind of interested in that, watch our stream from last week. We had so much fun. I think we learned a lot just playing around with Chatty there. So it was fun.
All right. Well, I think that, oh, hey. Oh, I'm sorry. You got here at the worst possible time. We're leaving. But come back next week. I won't be here because Mark and I will be celebrating our 15-year wedding anniversary, which sounds crazy because I don't look like I could be married for 15 years, but we were kids when we got married.
And you have a teenager as well.
I do. I know. That's another thing that everyone looks at her and they look at me. I love when I'm sitting at a restaurant with her and I order a glass of wine and they card me and I like look at the child that is the same size as me, like the adult looking child. And then I like, sure, I'll give you my ID. Thanks for the compliment.
Anyway. I'm always late. Will this be recorded? And we get a bye. Yes, there will always be a replay of this. YouTube should be processing it, and you'll be able to. In fact, you should be able to rewind and watch it just now. So yes. So hello, we are saying hello to you, but
oh, she married at 12. No, I married at that. I graduated the summer of 2010, and I got married that fall, right after high school. I got married in October. So, yeah.
Babies.
All right, guys. We will, I will see you in 2 weeks. Pam will see you next week.
Yay. Okay. See you later, guys.
Bye.
It wasn't easy, no, but with eRank, we're trending now. I dreamed of topping all the charts. I wanted sales to blow up. Remember long nights crafting, no one clicking on my stuff. But I signed up for eRank. Now my shop's a rising star.